Abraham had 3 guests. One of them was the Lord. He served them a meal under the shade of a tree. Afterwards, they got up and started walking towards Sodom. Abraham walked with them for a short distance. Suddenly the Lord stopped and said to the others,
I'm going to tell Abraham what I'm about to do. After all, he'll become a great and powerful nation. All the nations on earth will be blessed through him. I know he'll teach his children to honor God and do right.
Turning to Abraham, the Lord said,
The sin of Sodom and Gomorrah is great. I hear the cries of their victims constantly. I'm going to the city to see it for myself. If I find that it's true, I'll destroy them.
As Abraham and the Lord continued to talk, the other 2 men left them and walked towards Sodom. Abraham said,
Is it true that you would actually sweep away the righteous along with the wicked? Let's say there are 50 righteous people in the city. Would you actually destroy the place, knowing that you're killing those righteous people right along with the wicked? I don't believe you'd do that. The judge of all the earth is always just.
The Lord said,
If I find 50 righteous people in Sodom, then for their sakes I won't destroy the city.
Abraham said,
I realize now that I shouldn't have been so fast to talk to you that way. I'm nothing but dust along the road. But let's say the city lacked just 5 people to make up the 50 you're looking for. Are you going to destroy the whole city just because they're missing 5 righteous people?
The Lord said,
I won't destroy the city if I find 45 righteous people there.
Lord, could we make that 40 righteous people?
I won't destroy the place if I find 40 righteous people there.
Lord, don't be angry with me for speaking up again. What would you do if you found only 30 righteous people there?
I won't destroy the place if I find 30 righteous people there.
Lord, since I have already been so bold to talk to you about this, could we make that 20 righteous people?
I won't destroy the place if I find 20 righteous people there.
Lord, please don't be angry with me. I promise this is the last time I'll talk to you about this. What would you do if you found only 10 righteous people there?
I won't destroy the place if I find 10 righteous people there.
With that, the conversation was over. The Lord left, and Abraham returned to his tent. In the early evening, 2 angels entered Sodom. They found Lot sitting at the city gate. As soon as he saw them, he went and bowed before them. He said,
I'm your humble servant. Please come to my house so I can make you comfortable. I'll wash your feet and give you a place to spend the night. Then I'll wake you up early so you can be on your way.
They said,
No, we'll just spend the night here in the town square.
Oh no, my lords. You must come with me right now. Please follow me.
He led them to his house, and his family prepared a meal for them. As they were preparing for bed, a mob gathered outside. It was all the men of the city, both young and old. They surrounded the house and yelled, Lot, give us those men who are in your house. Send them out so we can have sex with them. Lot stepped outside and closed the door behind him. He said,
Please, my brothers, don't do this wickedness. These men are guests in my house. Instead of these men, take my 2 daughters. They're virgins. Do what you want with them, but don't touch these men.
The mob got angry. Get out of the way. Who do you think you are? Our judge? You're not even one of us. With that, they pushed him aside and started to break down the door. The angels opened the door, grabbed Lot, pulled him inside, and slammed the door. They then caused all the men outside to go blind. The crowd dispersed as they tried to find their way. The angels turned to Lot.
We're here to destroy this city. The voices of its victims are yelling into the ears of God. Quick, go get any relatives you have who are living in the city. Sons, daughters, sons-in-law, anyone who belongs to you. Get them and leave this city.
Lot rushed to the home of his future sons-in-law.
Wake up. Come with me. We have to get out of the city. The Lord is about to destroy it.
But they ignored him because they thought he was joking. Lot had still not left the city in the morning as the sun was coming up. The angels yelled,
Hurry, you and your family get out of here. You're about to be killed in the judgment.
Still, they took their time getting ready to leave. With that, the Lord showed compassion on them. The angels physically grabbed Lot, his wife and daughters, and rushed them out of the city. Once there, the angels said,
Run for your lives. Don't look back. Don't stop until you're in the mountains.
Lot said,
Oh Lord, you've been merciful to me, but I can't make it to the mountain. Please, there's a small town nearby. Let me go there.
The angel said,
Go there and I'll hold the judgment away from that town. But hurry, I can't do anything until you're safe.
The Lord was showing mercy to Lot because of Abraham. Unfortunately, Lot's wife looked back toward the city as they were running away, so she became a pillar of salt. The sun was fully up when Lot reached the little town. As soon as he was inside, the Lord brought down fire from heaven and destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah and all the other cities in the valley, except for that one little town. Abraham went out to the spot where God had talked with him. He looked in the direction of Sodom, but all he saw was smoke rising into the sky. Abraham traveled to an area where Abimelech was king. He told the people there,
Sarah is my sister.
So Abimelech sent people to get Sarah and bring her to his household. Once she was there, the Lord prevented the king from having sex with her. God came to Abimelech in a dream and said,
You're about to die because that woman you brought into your house is married.
The king said,
Lord, I'm innocent. The man told me she was his sister, and she said the same. Lord, you must believe that I did this with a clear conscience. Besides, I haven't touched her.
The Lord said,
Yes, I know you're telling the truth. I kept you away from her. Now here's what you're to do. The man is a prophet. Take his wife back to him and ask him to pray for you. If he does, I'll let you live. But be careful. If you don't do this, you and your entire family will die.
Early in the morning, Abimelech called in all of his servants. When he told them what God had said, terror fell on all of the men. Suddenly, the women of the household realized they were unable to bear children. Abimelech sent for Abraham. When he arrived, the king said to him,
Why did you do this to us? What did I do to you that caused you to treat me this way? My whole kingdom is going through tremendous guilt. Never in the world should anyone treat another person like this. What were you thinking of?
Abraham said,
My wife and I have the same father, so she really is my sister. We just don't have the same mother. When we came to your land, I didn't know the fear of God was here. I was sure I'd be killed so you could get my wife. So she agreed to show her loyalty to me by telling people that I'm her brother.
Abimelech gave Sarah back to Abraham, along with sheep, cattle, slaves, and 1,000 pieces of silver. He said,
You may freely go anywhere in my kingdom. Settle where you want. No one will bother you.
Abraham then prayed for the king. So the Lord healed Abimelech and allowed all the women to have children once again. We find profound lessons about human nature, divine justice, and the complexity of faith in these stories. In Abraham's bold intercession for Sodom, we see the power of compassion and the value of standing in the gap for others. Abraham teaches us that while God's justice is perfect, His mercy is abundant. The dialogue reminds us that we too can approach God with humility and persistence, trusting in His fairness. Yet, it also highlights the sobering reality that a lack of righteousness can bring destruction, emphasizing the importance of living lives that honor God. The story of Sodom and Gomorrah paints a vivid picture of God's justice in the face of rampant wickedness, but it also reveals His mercy. Lot and his family are rescued, not because of their own merits, but because of God's compassion and Abraham's intercession. Lot's wife's tragic transformation into a pillar of salt serves as a cautionary tale about disobedience and the dangers of longing for a life that leads away from God. It reminds us to trust God's deliverance and move forward in faith without looking back. Finally, the account of Abimelech underscores the sovereignty of God in protecting His promises and His people, even in their flaws. Abraham's decision to deceive reflects human fear and frailty, yet God's intervention ensures justice and preservation of His covenant. Through Abimelech's integrity and Abraham's eventual prayer, we see reconciliation and healing, showing that even amidst mistakes, God's plan prevails. Together, these stories teach us about the tension between human imperfection and divine perfection. They invite us to trust God's wisdom, pursue righteousness, and rely on His mercy. They also encourage us to be bold in faith, humble in our failures, and always responsive to the call of God in our lives.